Skydiver. He is the skydiver who shattered a world record over the weekend. Luke Aikins, the guy in the green suit you see right there, plunging 25,000 feet from a plane over the weekend north of Los Angeles. But here's the thing. He did this without a parachute.
Yeah, so instead of using a parachute, Aikins defied death and landed safely in a huge net. Yeah, nope. Wow. And of course he survived, and he's right here with us. The man, the myth, the legend, Skydiver Luke Aikins. Good to see you. Good to see you looking good.
Great to be here.
All right, so I think the question everybody wants to know is, I mean, you trained for 4 years to hit that target. Why did you decide to do this without a parachute?
Well, that was always the goal. When they brought this to me, they said they wanted to jump out of an
So you didn't come up
airplane.
with this yourself. Somebody came to you.
Yeah, someone came to me with this, and I was like, you know what? That's not for me. I don't want to do that. And then I kept waking up at night thinking about, man, if I had to do it, how could you do it? Is there a calculated way you could do this without just making a leap of faith, if you could really, to figure it out before you do it? And we came up with a way, the whole team, of how we could do this, and there was this big net.
I mean, who's the Bond villain that came up with this idea and brought it to you? That's the, you know, who would literally go, I need somebody to jump out of a plane, and I need him to do it without a parachute. And then we'll put a pillow or maybe a net, something that catches him.
I mean, Chris Talley called me and he's like, hey, we got this idea. And I was like, okay, what is it? And he told me, and I was just like, yeah, right.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. I want to know, how do you train for this? Because it's like you practice and you don't have a net? I mean, what?
Yeah, we basically put a target on the ground that's the size of the net. We have some guidance lights that help line me up. And I did a bunch of low openings where I'd open my parachute at roughly 1,000 feet right over the top of it. And there's nothing that moves you around. There's no wind that grabs you and throws you off course. Once you're that low, you're dialed in. We just did that over and over until we were sure we had it.
All right, so now you've decided that you want to do this, and I see your wife over there. You come home and you go, honey, guess what I'm doing? Tell us what that conversation was like.
The conversation was the other way. After we laughed it off and said there's no way I would do this, then we started talking about it, and I got her on board, and she said, I trust you and your judgment and the past history of things that we've done, and she's like, if you do it right, I'm behind you.
My girlfriend doesn't trust me to book vacations. I mean, like, how would you get that? That's an awesome level of trust there.
I want to know what your mama had to say when you told her you were doing this.
My mom was not excited. She wanted to know nothing about it. She'd actually get up and leave the room when my brothers would start asking me about it.
I would too.
Yeah,
Don't tell me she was there the day you did this.
She did. She said she wasn't coming, and she showed up, which I was really thankful for.
Yeah.
She was there. She didn't witness it. She went in, stayed out of the way, and then after it was over, she came out.
So you're the world record holder. So there's somebody who's done this before, but like at a lower altitude? Or?
I don't know. I mean, everyone's saying this world record holder. It's not about the records. It was about doing something that we didn't think was possible and showing the world we could do it.
Yeah.
Then everyone started saying it's a world record, which obviously I guess nobody's done that before. So,
So what's going through your mind? You're a skydiver. You've done thousands of jumps before, but what's going through your mind for this specific one? Just take us through that.
Well, this specific one, I'm in the plane and I'm waiting to get a thumbs up from my fellow jumpers, my teammates. When I get that thumbs up, that lets me know that the whole ground crew, the whole stunt crew, the coordinator, everybody has everything set for me, and I know that I'm going to be safe. At that point, I don't have to worry about the trap that I'm going to land in. I just worry about my job in getting there.
Wow. I just want you to know, I feel nauseous watching this, and I don't get nauseous easily. It makes me so anxious still. I know what the outcome is, but how do you top this? What are you going to do next? Maybe just use a parachute?
I think using a parachute would be just fine from here on. When we did this thing, I got to say, there was about 20 seconds in the plane when I was about halfway up, then I took off the parachute, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. We're going to do this for real. That I thought, what the heck am I doing? Wow. I mean,
when you were up, just about to jump?
About 5 minutes before the jump, I thought, why in the world am I doing this?
Yeah.
So you've got 3 guys, it looks like, or a couple of guys that are around you as you're doing this jump. At some point, there's a point of no return, especially when they pull their chutes, that they can't help you. Would it not have worked if you just had a safety chute on you, I guess?
It wouldn't have been true to the event. You know, when I asked Stride to come in and help with this thing and help back me to make this thing happen, I said, this is what I want to do, and they backed me all the way, and I really wanted to do it the right way. And with all this support, I was able to make this thing happen.
Wow, that's just incredible.
Well, how do you explain to people like me who just don't get, why do people skydive? I just don't get George H.W. Bush and you. I don't understand it.
I mean, I grew up in it. I was born like my son, and I'm a third-generation skydiver. Some parents took him out playing basketball, going to parks. And
so he's skydiving, your son?
No, my son is not skydiving.
Okay.
He's 4. No.
Okay.
But we would go flying and skydiving and stuff like that when I was younger. So that was kind of just what we did.
When did you start?
I started when I was 16. I made my first jump when I was 12, and then I didn't get to jump by myself until I was 16.
Have other aerial sports intrigued you, like the wingsuits or other stuff that people do?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of wingsuit jumps. We fly the wingsuits around. We do every part of skydiving we do. I really love being well-rounded and anything to do with being in the air.
They need to cast you in a James Bond movie, because you always see James Bond. He jumps out of a plane without like a chute, and then he like angles himself so that he's like cutting through the air. And I know that it's a stunt guy, so
it's awesome. And those type of stunt guys are the guys that were able to make this thing happen.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, the type of people that were out there, that have done those type of stunts for years and years. We had all that experience to help make this thing as safe as possible.
Fantastic.
Well, we're glad you're okay and had a great ending and pretty incredible video to watch.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.